Welcome back to the Children's Miracle Network Radiothon at Gunderson Health Systems. I'm Ken Cooper with Midwest Family. A couple of quick things for you to know. When you make a donation, it stays local. It helps local families, just like the one sitting next to me right now. And you can make that donation by calling 784-KIDS, that's 784-5437, or by going to aroundrivercity.com, or by texting the word CMN Kids to the number 51555. That's one word, CMN Kids, to 51555, and we would love to have your donation. We've got some newbies, I believe, in our Miracle Phone Center from United Networks of America. We've got those folks here, right? Are they here? It's radio, so if you could make noise. Yeah, clap. Yeah, there they are. All right. Yeah. They're a national sponsor, correct, for the Children's Miracle Network? Boy, that cowbell really comes through.
You can never have enough cowbell.
That's what I hear. You can never have enough cowbell. So let's talk with Keaton Dahl and his mom, Allie. Thank you both for being here this morning.
Thank you for having us.
Keaton, tell me a little bit about yourself. What should we know about Keaton Dahl?
I'm 13. I like playing basketball and baseball and video games.
Okay. All right. By the way, his birthday is coming up. It's on the 26th. So can we give a little early applause for turning 14? And Allie, Lord help you. He's got an older brother, Connor. How old is he?
Connor is almost 20.
Oh, okay. So he's
out of the house.
Okay. Shoot, you timed that just right.
That's right.
Just to have one at a time like that in the teen years. So good luck to all of you.
Thank you.
Crazy thing, not Connor, but Keaton does not eat candy. I was wondering if he likes having his birthday so close to Halloween. And what did you say?
I do not like candy at all.
Okay. Well, back in the green room there's a whole bunch of candy bars, so I'm going to eat yours if that's all right.
That is fine with me.
All right. So whoever wants to take this question, Keaton, I'd love to hear from you as much as possible, but whatever you're comfortable with. Could you tell us how you came to Gunderson and also to the Children's Miracle Network? I think, Mom, that means you're going to talk.
I think that means me. So from a young age, we noticed Keaton had a lot of issues with his left foot. A lot of times limping, not playing with his cousins, things like that. We had gone to numerous different departments here at Gunderson. We eventually ended up in orthopedics. Prior to that, I should say, we were in podiatry. They had put an arthresis screw in his foot, hoping that would solve some of the problems he was having. Fast forward, he still had many issues with his foot.
So this was at age?
About 6, they put that screw in,
okay.
Yeah. Third grade, the orthopedic doctor here took it out. And when she took it out, there was some damage in his foot. He had gone, was in a cast and went through months of physical therapy. And at one point, she had said, this should help. He should be good. That summer, I had said to her, well, when is it going to stop hurting? At that point, she had sent us to Madison for a second opinion. In Madison, we had learned he had something called a tarsal collation, where the bones were growing together in his foot. In December 2017, they did a surgery to fix that. It was same-day surgery, came home, recovered just fine. He played in a basketball tournament middle of March of 2018, and for the first time ever, he told us his foot didn't hurt. So we were like, oh, perfect.
What a beautiful day.
Yeah, it worked. We finally...
Do you remember that day, Keaton?
I do.
How did it feel to not hurt?
It felt great.
Well, fast forward 2 weeks. He was in school just stretching his foot. He said he heard something pop. My husband went and got him, brought him home. That night, throughout his entire sleep, he whimpered and cried. The next morning I woke up, his foot was bright red. I had called his pediatrician's office just to get an appointment, thinking, we'll come in, she'll tell us he has an infection, give us some antibiotics, and we'll be on our way. They called back a little later and said, actually, you need to go to orthopedics, they'll see you. We came into orthopedics, and by 3 o'clock that day, he was going in for surgery to clean out the infection out of his foot. They did that. He came home on a PICC line in his arm. They just, thought it was an infection. Did that, was on antibiotics for that for about a week, was on antibiotics for another 2.5 weeks, stopped the antibiotics, and about 5 days later I had him back in the ER. This time the infection was back. He was admitted back into the hospital. On that Monday in May is when we learned that it was in his bone, and since it had been in there, they considered it chronic osteomyelitis. They went in twice that week, cleaned out his foot, put a wound vac on, and at that point they put a PICC line in his chest, and we were on antibiotics. I think when he came home I did it 3 times a day. And then over time we had some issues where he was either had reactions to the antibiotics or something happened, so we changed him a couple times, but we were doing well. And then came June, we came back in, and when they took his wound vac off, the wound was back open, and there was actually 2 new infections compared to the other 2.
Oh, my.
Yeah, so during all of these hospital stays, the first couple is when we first learned of CMN, and that they provided the meal vouchers for us. So,
if I can just interrupt, something as small as that is a meal taken care of.
Correct.
It seems on the face of it to be just, okay, but tell me how it felt when that one little thing was taken off your plate.
Well, when you're in the hospital, you're not thinking about yourself. You're not thinking, I need to make sure I'm eating, I'm taking care of myself. You're there to take care of him and make sure he recovers and he's doing well. And when the nurses are like, hey, don't forget, you can get these meal vouchers and you can go down to the cafeteria. And that's when you think to yourself, oh my gosh, I've been here since 11 and it's now, 7 o'clock at night. I am starving. I didn't think of it. And when you don't have to figure out that you have cash or something, when you're not planning to be admitted to the hospital from an appointment, that was just an amazing gesture that they gave us. And, they made sure to let us know that you can get them every day that your child's in the hospital. So it was just great because it made sure you were taking care of yourself too at the same time, so you could still be there.
Well, yeah, the best way to take care of someone else is to take care of yourself first.
Correct.
And that is such a wonderful example, tangible example of how the money that you donate is used every day right here in our community to help real families going through real problems. And of course, that's why we're here with the Children's Miracle Network Radiothon at Gunderson Health System. You can make a donation at 784-KIDS. That's 784-5437. You can go online at aroundrivercity.com and make a donation, and also text the word CMN Kids to 51555. That's CMN Kids to 51555. You'll get a nice link there, and it'll take you right to where you can make a donation that way as well. Well, Keaton, how are you feeling about this? How are you feeling these days?
Good. Back to sports and back to playing with friends.
Again, those seem like, they could just be small, normal things that we all take for granted. But tell us about, if you don't mind, some of those times when you weren't able to do that, because a big part of the situation that you've been through has been extended bed rest and extended hospital stays. How did it feel to not be with your friends?
I was sad.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't see them, play with them, and whenever I could go home, I couldn't really still do stuff because I was on crutches, and I played a lot of video games with them.
Yeah. What are you good at?
Fortnite, Call of Duty, and that's
Okay.
it.
I think am I the only person that doesn't know how to play Fortnite? It seems like everybody else. Does it take 2 weeks to play? And he's a good flosser? Oh, the dance.
Yeah.
Oh, Keaton. Come on.
He's
that
done
was
it.
Rena just threw you under the bus.
I do
man.
not know how to do that anymore.
Oh, he forgot.
He forgot.
He knew right up until about a minute ago.
That's right.
And then it's one of those memories that just goes away suddenly.
I will say he did teach every nurse in the peds floor when we were in the inpatient what Fortnite was, because he brought his Xbox from home and played, because when he was in the hospital for the 2-week stay, when they finally closed his wound and was on bed rest, that's what he got to do while Mom was at the hospital with him. But
Okay. Well, in the spirit of, I know Brian started this morning. We'll throw out a challenge, and I think since Rena threw Keaton under the bus, if we get let's say a $50 donation, Rena will come and floss with Keaton.
that's a deal, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Keaton said you have to $50 donation, they'll floss.
They will floss.
Cabbage Patch. I will Cabbage
Or Cabbage
Oh,
Patch.
I don't know what that
Okay.
is.
We are now in way over my head. I don't even know what is happening anymore. But things are going to happen when you make a donation. You can make your donation under Cabbage Patch or floss. And we'll just have the folks from the United Networks of America who are manning our Miracle Station they'll sort it out for us.
Awesome.
So, Allie, what would you like to tell families, parents, moms who are in a situation that you were in when all of these issues started for Keaton, and you were just wondering, what am I going to do?
I mean, I guess there really wasn't anything I had to ask. I mean, the nurses came to me, and they were the first ones that brought up the meal vouchers. And then one of the social workers from the hospital came in, and she offered us a gas card, because she knew we'd be having some follow-up appointments. And that was a huge lifesaver because, even though our employers were great with letting us leave, there was still a point where we ran out of vacation time. So, those times where I'm taking Keaton to the appointments or trying to find somebody to take him, you're taking that time unpaid. So when, you're struggling to think, okay, how am I going to get him there? They step in and say, here's a gift card, for gas, so you can get him to those appointments. I think in the year of 2018, I counted one time because somebody asked me, and from March when this started to October, including time he spent in the hospital, I think there was over 80 some days that we were here, that we just, from appointments to being in the hospital to all the therapies he did. So yeah, that was, and another thing I will say is that was amazing for him while he was in the hospital for the long time on bed rest was the child life specialists. I mean, they came in every day and had something for him to do. He will tell you that, I don't know if his favorite was making ice cream with Rachel when she didn't seal the bag and all the cold water went all over him.
Awesome.
Or when they were making slime and Rachel stepped out, and when she came back in, Keaton was covered in slime.
Fabulous. Seems like you haven't missed out on any really important kid stuff, Keaton.
No, not really.
Yeah. You've done all the important
Yeah,
things.
so he did have a complication from all the infections. This past January, he had to have one of the joints in his foot fused, and that was just from where the infection was, that there was no cartilage, nothing left, so it was bone rubbing on bone. So that was fused in January. He spent quite a bit of time doing therapy again. And then just in September, he was cleared to go back to being a kid, playing his sports,
Yeah.
doing what he loves.
Keaton, what are you looking forward to?
Basketball.
All right. What position do you play?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
So he hasn't played in about 2 years. So
Okay. And who are you
has
going to be playing for?
On Alaska.
All right. Well, and I just realized you're a Cubs fan.
Yes.
You'll have to leave now. No, just kidding. It's okay to like the Cubs, I suppose. And it's also okay to show that you care and to make a donation and to help out families just like Allie and Keaton and the Dahl family. 784-KIDS is a great, easy way to make the phone bank light up. 784-KIDS, 784-5437. You can go to aroundrivercity.com and make a donation. And you can also, you'll get a link when you text the word CMN Kids to the number 51555. That's 51555. Just text the word CMN Kids. And I'm going to make Keaton and Allie stick around a little bit. We're going to chain Rena to her chair so she can't run away. If we get those $50 donations, we're going to see some flossing and some, what was it, baby dolling? Cabbage patching.
there we go.
So you never know what's going to happen here. We will check back in, but please make those donations here with the Children's Miracle Network Radiothon. I'm Ken Cooper with Midwest Family.